Hey folks, it's another story from my childhood, and today we're going to talk about when I started to stay up late. As we were kids growing up, we always had, set bedtimes, 9 o'clock or maybe 8:30, sometimes parents always wanted us to make sure that we go to bed early so we could get up early to go to school, you know. And when we got to a certain age, we were allowed to stay up for a certain period of time as long as we, did not make any noise, when they're trying to get some sleep. So, now, I remember when I started to stay up late at night when I was growing up. I just can't remember when. So, basically, I can't remember. It was like, I probably was maybe in the fourth grade, or maybe not the fourth grade, but the fifth grade or the sixth grade. It had to be, during it had to be one of the, why do I keep saying one of? It had to have been around my last years in elementary school. But what I remember is that when I started to stay up late, I would usually watch Nick at Night or Cartoon Network at night. And basically, I would only stay up at night when the next day I wasn't going to school. So if it wasn't a school night, I could stay up late. So we're talking like the weekends, Friday night and Saturday night. When I had summer vacation and when I had Christmas break or winter break, sometimes schools will call it Christmas break, others will call it winter break, and spring break. And so what I remember is that when I was watching Nick at Night, basically this is how the schedule worked in the shows that they broadcast. At 9 o'clock, it was the Brady Bunch with Florence Henderson. At 9:30, it was Fred Savage in the Wonder Years. 10 o'clock, it was The Jeffersons starring Sherman Hemsley. And 10:30, it was Laverne and Shirley. And I'm trying to remember her name. She recently passed away. Her name just slipped my mind. What was her name again? Come on, Vance, think. What was her name? Laverne and Shirley. Come on. I can't think of her name right now, but she recently passed away. A Penny Marshall! Oh, Lord. And then 11 o'clock, it was I Love Lucy with Lucille Ball. And then 11:30, it was Bewitched with Elizabeth Montgomery. And then midnight rolled around, and then I went to bed. And then there were nights that I would watch Cartoon Network. Now, I can't remember, the set schedule for, what cartoons they showed and at what time. But here's what I remember. They would show Johnny Bravo, they would show Ed and Eddie, the Powerpuff Girls, Cow and Chicken, I Am Weasel, Dexter's Laboratory, and then midnight would roll around, and I would always stay up until midnight when I was watching Cartoon Network. I would stay up even later than midnight, because at midnight, that was when they were showing Batman, the animated series, and that was one of my favorite cartoons growing up because it featured my hero, my favorite superhero of all time, Batman. I am a huge Batman fan. I will always love Batman forever and ever. He is my role model. He is my hero. And I will always love him even after the day I die. And then after I would watch, Batman, then I would stay up an extra 30 minutes to watch Dragon Ball Z. And then after that, I would go to sleep. So those were some of the best times of my life growing up. And I remember the theme songs to the cartoons so fondly. I have such fond memories, The theme song to I Am Weasel, Cow and Chicken, and Johnny Bravo. The closing themes to the cartoons, it's just... And the cartoons, like with the Batman the Animated Series, I remember watching the episode where Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face, and I remember the episode where we got to see, the relationship between the Joker and Harley Quinn, and we saw how abusive he is towards her, physically and emotionally, and psychologically. And there's a few episodes that I remember, and I remember watching the episodes of Johnny Bravo, where he is trying to avoid his annoying next-door neighbor, little girl, trying to, give him cookies, sell him cookies, and they did it as a reference to Dr. Seuss, one of his stories, Green Eggs and Ham. So the little girl is Sam I Am, and Johnny Bravo is the unfortunate victim who's trying to stay away from Sam I Am, and instead of giving him green eggs and ham, she tries to give him cookies. And he's refusing the cookies because, he's worried that, he'll gain weight and he'll lose his, masculine body. Yeah. And the episode where he goes out with a girl werewolf, he goes out with a deer, I am not joking with you. And a few other episodes, I remember. I think there was an episode where Johnny Bravo went to Spain and he was, in that bull thing. What is it? I think it was a bullfight, but I think it was also like one of those things where people are running away from bulls. A bull's race, I think that's what they're called. Anyway, I don't want to bore you to death, but basically, yeah. I just wanted to share this with you because, I always have fond memories, remembering all the years that I would stay up and watch cartoons and watch Nick at Night. And what about you guys? Do you guys have any fond stories, fond memories about when you got to stay up late at night when you were growing up? Leave your comments in the comment section below and let me know about, your memories of staying up late. I'm Van Staggs. Thanks for watching and God bless.